Good morning, all. My name is R. Hemavardhini. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of English. Today, I'm going to tell you a very short summary and thematical analysis of the novel In Search of April Raintree by Ms.R. So, in this PPT, I'm going to unravel the work April Raintree. So, we are going to get into a journey where we tend to highlight the identity and resilience of the protagonist. This classic work was written by the Canadian Métis author Beatrice Mozinier. So, from the age of 3, she was actually put up into different foster cares because her parents were alcoholic. So, she was actually kept away from the family by the government system. So, it was not only her brothers and sisters, and along her, they were all in various foster homes, which was allotted by the government. Having a disastrous childhood she came from, she got a very good education, and initially she was working as a watch inspector, and later she began a job as a bookkeeper, where it tended to give her an idea to write her own experience. This work, In April Raintree, is a classical novel in the Canadian literature. It has made a wonderful spot in the Canadian literary circle because of its depiction of various tragic events in the life of the two women protagonists, April and Cheryl Raintree. This work dealt with the foster care system and how the system affects the poor, destitute children's psychological growth. The story is actually told from the perspective of April Raintree. So she and her sister, they both have alcoholic parents, and eventually they have been put up into a foster care. They tend to move into different foster cares where April is always under a very bad sort of circumstance. She gets into the white people's foster home, and she's always been treated very bad because of her Métis culture, and at one point she starts hating the culture. Whereas her sister Cheryl, she's been loved by the foster parents, and they tend to talk very highly about their Métis culture. So the events which occur in both of their lives lead to a lot of plot. And in it, April, she starts to hate a culture, and she tends to attain and love the white culture. And this particular work, it tends to explore and navigate the challenges which they face. In the finale, when Cheryl passes away, her son is being left with April. So April starts to take care of him, and also she takes up her Métis culture. The Métis people are none other than the indigenous people whose historical homeland include the Canada's three prayer provinces. So they actually have a shared history and culture deriving from specific mixed European, for example, French, Scottish, and English, and also the indigenous ancestry. So the Métis people are actually the inhabitants of the Canada, but this white tend to make these people, they are the robbers, they are the bad ones, and get education from us or else be like us. So the Métis people are always under a psychological trauma, and this particular work talks about it. So the novel intricately weaves the theme of identity, which showcases the cultural heritage of the personal experiences. So April struggles with a Métis root, which reflects the broader quest for belonging and self-acceptance, emphasizing that understanding our own culture becomes a powerful truth for a goal. April and her sister Cheryl, they both have a one such sisterhood bond and the connection. This bond is tested through adversity, yet it serves as a source of strength. Their relationship highlights the importance of support and understanding in overcoming life's challenges. When April moves through the city with her fiance, Cheryl couldn't take it up that her sister is leaving her. That leads to her to get into alcohol and to become a prostitute. When April gets back to a country, she understands all these things that her sister has undergone, and she also faces the circumstance, which is in fact that a sister Cheryl is now like a mother, and she somehow wants to change the fate of a sister. So throughout the novel, resilience is a central theme. So the characters, they face a lot of obstacles and they persevere throughout the work because of this resilience. So the narrative tends to teach us one thing, that growth often arises from a struggle and we have to embrace our own resilience. This novel serves as a vital commentary as a part of the cultural significance. As I told you earlier, Métis culture is one such culture of the indigenous Canada. So, through this work, Beatrice has shed the light on the importance of cultural preservation and the impact of historical injustices. And we also tend to understand the crucial of fostering empathy and awareness. As a conclusion of this journey of April and Cheryl, it is not just a story, it is a profound exploration of identity and resilience. The transformation is nothing but the acceptance of the past in case of April. Because of the realization and acceptance of the past, the rich heritage of a Métis culture and the tragic incidents which has happened in a community has made April to reshape her identity and it has also given her a strong root to hold tightly. I hope April Raintree and Cheryl Raintree's narrative will also inspire us to be resilient in our own path. Thank you.